Hello again, everyone. Steve from Steve Gardens 85 here. Just wanted to give you guys a quick update on how my garden's progressing this year, and some of the things that have gone well and some of the things that have gone, well, not so well. First off, actually, I wanted to show you guys something I didn't really picture in the video last time was my stevia plant, which, as you can see, has gotten pretty big. It's produced a lot of leaves, a lot of foliage, and those of you who know a little bit about stevia know that that's where all the stevia-side chemical is that causes the nice sweet flavor, and going to be drying that out here this year at the end of the season. Supposed to do it just before the last frost, and early in the morning is what they recommend. So probably do a video later on about that towards the end of the season. Now, back to the rest of my garden. Everything in containers here. As you can see, my bell peppers are doing fairly well. They've already started producing peppers. As you can see, some right here. And I've already taken actually 2 peppers off of this plant over here on the left. This is the one that's been the most prolific this year. It's done really well and already put out 2 or 3 peppers I think I've taken off of it. The one in the back there not doing so well. I'm not exactly sure why. I've tried rotating it to the front, see if it needed more sun, but doesn't seem to be doing too well. Jalapeno is actually doing really well. On this side you can see the foliage is growing to protect all the peppers, but if you look at the other side of the plant, you can see just a little bit of what it's producing. And I've already taken probably 10 to 15 peppers off of this plant, and it just keeps getting taller and producing more peppers. So I'm really happy with that. Jalapenos seem to do really well every time I plant them up here. So I'm really excited that have plenty of salsa this year. On to my cherry tomatoes in containers. They're also doing really, really well. They've come up and gotten really tall. Have lots of little red fruit on them. I've already harvested probably 100 tomatoes, just off of these 3 plants. They're really good in salads, really good. Actually, we made salsa with a bunch of the cherry tomatoes as well. Just really, really happy with the results. So definitely going to be planting the Super Sweet 100s again. On to my early girl tomatoes, which have actually, they haven't gotten really big, but they are producing a lot of fruit. So if you notice, they've been staggered in growth. So the 2 that I planted most, or the earliest, were these on the left side here, and the one in the back there that show the most red fruit. I've already harvested at least 10 tomatoes off of these plants, these 6 plants that I have. So another one I'm really happy with. Definitely planting early girls next year. Right here, which you might have saw at the beginning of my video, is a couple of zucchinis that I've harvested from my zucchini plants, which, I'll back up a little bit here so you can see them, are huge. Continue to produce well, even though they were somewhat crowded. Had a lot of people concerned and giving me messages that they wouldn't produce very well and may not do well in the cramped environment. But as I was kind of saying, I was trying to see how well I could get them to do in such a close quarter environment. And so far, they seem to be doing really, really well. Lots of fruit coming up here, and really happy with the results. Besides those, I've taken about 3 zucchinis this season already off of these plants, and they really, really taste good. Besides that, I have the cherry tomatoes in the raised bed, and they're doing really well. I've taken at least 100 tomatoes. You can see everywhere you look, there are green and red tomatoes on these plants, just everywhere. So they're about 5 feet tall, if you can't tell how tall they are. I've staked them up against that wall, and they are outgrowing the stakes, so not sure what I'm going to do about that. Some of them have started to turn back over, and I think I'm going to grow them back down another stake. just to keep them supported. But that is everything for the good. Now let me talk about the one bad I've had this year with my garden, and that would be my cucumbers. They are this odd, pale, yellowish green color that I've harvested them very early. I've let them grow out and get bigger, and every time they seem to taste sort of sour and just not right. So I'm not sure if it's the soil they're in, if it's just not right, or the fertilizer I'm using, which is a high nitrogen fertilizer, that may not be doing very well for them. So if you guys have any tips, comments, or suggestions, please let me know. Yeah, that is everything for my 2012 container garden, and thanks for watching.